Hello everyone, how are we doing tonight? I figured that we needed to do a little bit more judgment, because I need to know how the story evolves and then eventually concludes, as I'm sure you all do as well. I got thinking about, there was a comment the last time we streamed it that, like, it seems like I've got the game darker than normal. But I had mentioned I was on the default. And actually, we can see that right here, right? The cursor, or the target, is dead center on the brightness meter. Now, whether or not you can see both of the scales on the dark side and the light side, I don't know. But again, that might determine a little bit on your own screen settings. Not too sure. I can tell you, on my screen, I can see both of them. But, you know, for whatever that really means. I can see them, and we're default, so hopefully it's not too dark in dark portions of the game. If you do think it is, maybe let me know, and we can potentially brighten it up a little bit. It is an option. Anyways, we are now beginning Chapter 9. We just finished Chapter 8, so we're going to get a little bit of a recap. Blank Jester, how you doing? And we're at 34 and a half hours of our current playthrough, and according to Jester, who I trust very much when it comes to this game, there are 13 chapters in total, so we're not quite at the end, but we're nearing it. Things are going to start connecting, I think is what we can expect, right? Things have already started to connect. Now we're going to start to understand why they're connecting, and then eventually get somewhere in the whole case, right? Everything's related, though, is what it appears, which is pretty neat. And load the game. I'm gonna swap it over so that we get full audio, of course, for the recap here. It helps if I select the right thing, turns out. Here we go. Here we go. Chapter 9. Begin. Previously on Judgment.
The mole was Hamura's personal underworld assassin.
Jester's husband.
With a mounting threat behind them, Yagami and Kaito were forced to cut ties with Matsugane. And the two set foot down a path of no return. Finally, the name of a mastermind bubbles to the surface. The man is an AD9 researcher, Yoji
Guy on the left.
Shono.
Yup. The Miracle Drug, Chapter 9. I do remember you, Alamat. I do. You were here the last time we streamed this game!
Smoke continues to billow out of the Champion District fire as we speak. The apparent cause is a small explosion which took place in a covert gambling hall not long ago.
We were in that building when it exploded.
They heard the sound of explosives being detonated in the establishment. However, the building was deserted by the time firefighters and police arrived on the scene. With the horror of gang violence still fresh in our minds, the incident only raises tension across the city.
Sounds like the plan didn't go so well.
They were desperate. Still, we did manage to talk to Hamura.
Briefly.
Which is how you found out Shono was the one giving him orders, right? Not Director Kido.
Yeah, at least that's a look he was giving us.
You can tell that just from a look?
Give me a break. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, I guess that look is all we have to go off.
Hey, did you come to taunt me or help me?
Don't be mean, Yagami-san. Of course I came to help.
Help how?
I found someone who's an expert on
Where
AD9.
are we?
Looking into that research paper might be our best shot at finding more leads. And I don't know about you, but I can't understand a word of what it says.
Yeah, same.
But I found somebody who can.
I'm impressed. Good work, Hoshino-kun.
Just don't get mad, okay?
Uh-oh.
Mad? Why would I get mad?
Well, the expert I found, it's Hattori-san, the journalist you kind of hate.
What?
Please,
who's
he's written a
also
lot of articles on 89 and
sort
has
of
interviewed all the
working
top
with
medical researchers.
that one Yakuza gang.
That guy? Seriously? This has got to be some kind of joke.
He said he'd tell us what we want to know, if you asked him nicely.
Of course he did, right?
Yeah, you know what? Let's drop it. I don't care about the paper.
Yagami-san,
What?
that research could contain vital information for this case we're building.
But
This
we
isn't
really
an
dislike that
opportunity we can
guy.
afford to miss.
But if we ask him for help now, he's gonna want something in return later.
Hattori-san's waiting for you at Kyushu #1 star. Apparently he's doing a story on them. Come on, Yagami-san. Get going.
Do I know that I have 57 subs? Actually, I thought it was 56. It must have gone up one more. Was that you, Alamat? Huh? If it was, thank you. Alright, so we're in Mijore, which is a cafe, which, of course, we can't see where it is on the map. I don't know if we've ever been in here before. That's not true. We have been in here before. Because this is the donut place? Oh, Jester, this is where you ducked out, because this is where we had to beat up that, well, we spied on, and then we eventually beat up on that sleazy guy, right? So, I just want to quickly talk about the stream real quick, just on my area has had some weather conditions in the past few days, and there's more expected this weekend. Right now it's pretty stable, but my internet, I saw a little bit of hit and miss going on. Unfortunately, on Wednesday, when I streamed on Wednesday, I was getting a lot of upload issues, and so I had to drop down to the one stream, which just went to Twitch. We had to drop the YouTube one, because the YouTube one was actually fluctuating more. At the beginning of the stream, I was a little concerned because I saw the bit rates going up and down a little bit on both the Twitch and the YouTube. Now, I will say, on the YouTube, it's still fluctuating a bit. So if you see anything weird, especially Alamat, since you're over there on the YouTube, let me know. Hopefully it clears up. There isn't a whole lot I can do. I will say that it does look to be a little bit more stable over on the Twitch. But that's up to you if it's bad enough or whatever. Bomber, how you doing? You're gonna be lurking? Yeah, you're schmoozing. Come on, man, you can't be here. Enjoy your schmoozing. Don't worry, you'll be able to catch it on the upload. All right. Let's talk to some people.
Do I seriously have to go alone for this?
Yes, Hattori-san is making time especially for you.
Okay.
There's no reason for me to come along.
Yeah, well,
Just
I
imagine
think
you're going
I think
for
he
a
should
nice
come along.
bowl of ramen. You'll be done before you know it.
I think Hoshino should come with us. We'll pick up all the little bits in here, except I got stuck on that plant. Oh, this is a side mission. We'll skip the side mission for now, because I know Blank Jester just wants us to get into the meat, and I don't blame him. Or sorry, I didn't mean to say him. I don't mean to blame you. I just noticed, by the way, that our HP is a little chunked. So maybe we take a quick pit stop in the underground to get healed up. Can you get a shout out for first? Yeah, absolutely. You are the first and I think the only YouTube viewer at the moment. So, Alamat, there's your shout out. Yes, Hoshino, he knows, and that's why he's ducking out. Otherwise, he probably would come with us. We told him that he didn't need to come with us to the research lab. And he's like, no, I'm going, I'm involved. But now that we're going to go talk to this dude, he's like, well, I can sit this out. No problems. Yeah. Them is cool, right. If we really want to go to the underground, we have to run all the way up there. But we don't have that many options for healing. We have like 1 or 2, I think, med kits. So I think we'll run. It's only gonna be a short period of time here. The longest part, honestly, is gonna be fighting all these Kiori clan members. Uh-oh, he's got a bike. Time to counter with something different. Something faster.
And stay down.
Take a car and go heal. Can I actually take a car all the way up there? Because if so, I never really thought about it. I probably can. We'll run over and see. I cannot steal cars. No, nope.
Really, guys?
Not, it's not really like Grand Theft Auto. I mean, sort of is. Let's see. The problem is we're in, like, the dead center of the city, so it's not gonna matter. I'm just gonna keep running. Also, we're gonna fight this guy. There's the man I've been looking for. Anyways, you know, one of the Kiori clan bosses. Renji Honda. Or sorry, Keihin, not the Kiori. Keihin. Yeah! He was really trying to get through our attack there, that's for sure. Whoa! That was quite like wrestling move right there. I don't want to get hit by that. Oh, he broke out. Oh, we're gonna die. Okay, got him. Let's get over and hit him one. Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen a prompt show up in the fight. It just keeps going. Jester, why did that happen? Why have I never seen that before? Oops, we ran out of healing on my right hotkey, and I was mashing it. Interesting. I didn't expect it to just be over like that, and then the threat goes down a lot. Did we lose anything for that? Money or anything? Hold on. What's our HP looking like? Yeah, it's low. Yeah, so one of the big differences between this game and like GTA, honestly, is oh, we received a message. One of the big differences to me, anyways, is that in GTA it's a really large city, or even more than a city. But in this game, the city actually feels very large, but overall it's not huge. It's not huge, and it's easily runnable. And I think that's, you know, one of the reasons why cars aren't needed. Who did we get a message from? Oh, we got a message from Sana. That's right, because the dating options have unlocked. However, we don't want to date Sana, but we'll see what she messages. It was very brutal. Yeah, and there's more crime. See, we're not a criminal in this game, although we definitely beat a lot of people up in the streets. The other games that this company makes are the Yakuza games, and you're, I think, a criminal in those games because you're Yakuza. But in this one, you are actually a lawyer turned detective who's on the right side of the law, although we use a little bit of street justice here and there. Maybe more than here and there. That was a new EX move? I see. That was awesome, actually. Yagami-san, this is Sana Mihama. Thank you so much for the other day. You really cheered me up, you know. I think we did more than cheer you up. Let's address that. We saved you. Just doing my job. Well, don't forget, you are my client. It's what I do, remember? Very friend/business response. That's not a very nice way to put it. You would help me even if it wasn't work-related, right? Oh, if I was in a good mood, maybe. Jeez, you really have an awful sense of humor, but I know you'd help me out if it ever came to that. Anyway, hope you'll come by and hear me sing the next time you're free. Sure, I'll be there. I know we're being chased. I don't care. Okay. Here's the surgeon. So he should, he should let us, I need a checkup. Treatment's gonna cost you 20,000 yen, totally worth it. We'll pay. Get our full HP bar back and topped off. It's fantastic. I mean, food is definitely cheaper than that, but totally worth it. Now I'm also gonna buy a med kit too. Because if we take a peek, let's see how many we have. We have this launch edition one, 2 of them. But of the normal ones, we're totally out. Except for the large one, which I don't think we need larges just yet. The Kim. Scores of innocent people are left crying. Kim, we actually lost to them this time. Interestingly enough. I think you should help out your... Kim, we got beat up that time. Kim's a jerk. I need a med kit. Alright, I'm going to buy 2 of these. They're a little expensive. And I'm also going to buy 1 of these. I didn't even know that there were medium-sized med kits. But we'll have 1 on us, just in case. Mission? There anything you want today? Remember, oh, that's right, he trades in SP. That's right. But it's stuff that I don't know why we'd want it. I mean, we already bought some things from him. But some of these definitely are going to be worth something else. This triple Yokon, it's a dessert. Causes triples to start appearing in Oichokabu. I feel like I feel like that's cheating. Like, what's the 9 gates tile do for Mahjong? Lets you get a 9 gates in Mahjong. Like, it feels like it's cheating to, like, bring a tile in outside of the game, you know? Kinda weird. Kinda weird. Everything in the game is so expensive. Well, I mean, first off, this isn't money. This one's not money, right? This one's just other stuff. But 20,000 yen, if we were to convert it to American dollars, and actually, I know you're not, I think you're like 7 hours ahead of me, Alamat, if I remember correctly. So I'm assuming somewhere European, maybe, don't know, but if it was like American dollars, 20,000 is probably closer to like $400, I think. I don't know. I don't know what the math is. Bomber usually does it. Bomber is busy. We don't need any mathematical conversions coming from Bomber today.
Out of the way.
Oh, come on! We just got that health bar. $200? It was about $200. Yeah. So, $200 for the medical exam is not too crazy when you think about it that way. Back in 2018, it was about 1 to 100. Okay, almost. Yeah, that makes sense. You're in Africa? Yeah, it's 2 a.m. for you. Are you usually up at 2 a.m.? I may have mentioned this last time, but my normal, I feel like my normal sleep schedule, I would be up at 2 a.m. every day and later. If I didn't have a normal working hours job that I had to do. Got a few more of these thugs to take out. Yeah, you're normally up at that time. I wish I could be. I wish I could be. Weekends on occasion, I will stay up that late, but I find if I do that too often, it really messes up my normal schedule. Yeah, the yen value's down now, right? Hey, look, it's Nikomiya. Nikomiya-chan. Chan? I think that's the right term. You sleep at like 6:30 because you feel like it? Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably do the same. All right. The Kyushu, #1 star. Fancy Pants Freshman. Meh. This place was whatever. The food wasn't bad, but the presentation? Lame. Yeah, it's like they tried to make it look boring. Totally not chatter-worthy at all. Wouldn't even make a decent meme. Why don't we get out of here and grab some dessert? For sure. Let's go hit up Mijor. Well, Alamat, I think if you're getting the 6 to 8 hours that's recommended, your mental state's probably fine. All right, let's walk in. I don't think we've ever been in here before. Oh, Yagami-san, come on in. Wait. The owner knows us? Everything okay? You don't seem like your usual self. Huh? Oh, it's nothing, really. You sure about that? Well, in all honesty, I realized our ramen hasn't caught on with the younger crowd, and I can't put my finger on why. That is a head scratcher for sure. Personally, I think your ramen tastes amazing. You're too kind. Again, Yagami should go into a new business. He should not be a detective. He should be like, maybe a food critic, but his main should be food business consulting. Because how many restaurants in this town are we going to revitalize? Sounds like all of them so far. Sounds like all of them so far. I wish it were as simple as taste, but that's not all young people are after these days. What do you mean? Oh, it's this whole social media thing. Kids nowadays are hooked on it. Everything they see and do, they'll snap a picture and share with the entire world. Yeah, sounds about right. Unfortunately, our ramen isn't quite suited for this online environment because we make it simple and traditional. I see. Guess it's a sign of the times. And it kills me when customers crowd around a spot just because they make a smiley face out of the fish eggs or something. If I was really trying to help him, like, step up his business, making some kind of fancy dish is probably the way to get more customers, right? But the I don't know. The food purist in me is what I'll call it, I guess. Taste always wins out in the end. I feel like if you make the best food in an area, it should draw a crowd on its own, right? It should. Hopefully, maybe. Taste always wins in the end. But taste always ends in the end, right? Of course I know that, but it's just... then why don't you try concocting something fancy of your own? This was one of those illusion of choice things, right? It did both answers. Huh? Oh, why don't you cook up a hot new ramen designed to catch people's attention? You make a decent argument, but I feel it's almost a sin to attract customers based on visual appeal alone. Well, yes, so why not create a ramen that both looks and tastes appealing? For example, how about a ramen topped with your honey-marinated chashu? That way, you'll be using your tried-and-true ingredients in a more innovative way. A specially crafted ramen that accentuates both form and flavor. Yeah, you know what? I can do that. That's the spirit. I know you've got what it takes to make the trendiest ramen in town. Roger that. I'll get right to work. Can't wait. However, I will say that having the best tasting food is maybe not always what you need, right? My number one favorite restaurant was a Thai restaurant. I think it was Thai Vietnamese, actually, like a fusion sort of thing, but it was mostly Thai. And they had what, in my mind, my favorite dish ever, their spicy beef Penang. So good. I've gone to multiple different places and gotten good Penang, but not one as good as that place. And they went out of business. They went out of business before pandemic and quarantine and all of that. And I think it had to mostly do with their location. So, like, location's a big part of it, too. And I don't know if this is a good location, Ramen Man. Anyways, that was not at all part of the main story here. It just happened to be that, I guess he's here maybe taking a photo of his food.
Hattori-san?
Oh, I didn't notice you there, Yagami-san.
Don't tell me you're using a phone camera to take pictures for your article.
Resolution on these things is plenty high nowadays. You have a problem?
Not really, no. Just didn't know sensationalist food columns were a thing.
I only report on things that interest me. That's my professional philosophy.
Well, is it gonna take a while? I'm here to talk.
Yeah. How long are you gonna be?
Don't worry, I'll be done soon.
Broaden your scope? Oh, it has a reputation. I should probably turn this off. Like the weird little tutorial things that pop up. Can I turn that off? Let's see. I'm not seeing an option in there. Other, maybe? No. How do I turn that off? Blank Jester. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to stop telling me, did you know you can block? I hate that. Hold on, can I walk back here? Oh, I can't walk back there. Yeah, he wants Cloud on Instagram. He's definitely posting this to Instagram. That's for sure. All right.
I'm done.
He's talking.
Thanks for stopping by, Yagami-san. Kinda strange sharing a bowl of ramen with you. I thought the day would never come.
Can you not?
Relax, Yagami-san.
Are you still working for Kajihira?
I'm not sure I'd go that far. He just calls me in for favors every now and again.
So yes.
Helps to be on good terms with the guy. For my job, you know?
Uh-huh.
It'd be nice to be close with you, too, Yagami-san. I heard you were the one who discovered Shintani-sensei's corpse, after all.
I'm here to talk 89.
We're
If
serious.
that's not
We
what
stood
this
up.
is about, I'm not sticking around.
All right. But you'll owe me for this.
Ugh. This is why I didn't want to talk to him.
Generally, drug development starts with the discovery of a compound that can treat a given disease. That compound becomes the candidate for a drug. They then test its effects on animals, after which the drug heads to clinical trials. Which is a nicer way of saying human experimentation, by the way. As for the process, it can take years, sometimes even longer, to ensure a drug is truly safe for public consumption.
Yeah, it's tough, I get it.
Before now, Alzheimer's drugs have only been able to slow the progress of the disease. None can cure it completely. But Director Keto's 89 proved remarkably effective at doing just that when tested on mice. If it can work on humans as well, maybe we can finally kiss Alzheimer's goodbye.
That'd be great.
At least, that's
If
what
it
the
worked.
paper they published a year ago claimed.
Interesting.
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
In this country, 1 in 4 people over the age of 80 is affected by dementia. That means for a couple in their 50s, there's a good chance that one of their parents has it. And the odds that one member of that couple will develop it themselves is 50-50. No matter how you look at it, dementia is an inescapable issue. If I ever experienced symptoms myself, I'd go to the doctor straight away.
Is this true for Japan, by the way?
In some cases, they can slow the progress enough that you can even keep working. I guess my point is, dementia is not something to fear. It's a possibility to prepare for. Our biggest enemy is ignorance and apathy. Kinda reminds me of someone.
Yeah, if you say so.
Good. I'd like to give you a rundown of what exactly Alzheimer's is then. You interested?
They're saying that 1 in 4 over the age of 80 will get dementia, right? And I don't believe that number is true worldwide, but I do wonder, did they make up that for the game and the story and all of that? Or is that actually a real stat for Japan? I have no idea. You'd do it even if I said no, right? That's the only option?
Gonna, even if I say no, right?
You bet I would. Now let's begin. Out of all the diseases that can cause dementia, Alzheimer's accounts for roughly 70% of cases. It's believed to be brought about by buildup of a protein called amyloid beta in the brain. When that happens, nerve cells start dying off and the brain begins to atrophy.
So to put this in layman's terms, waste buildup kind of shrinks the brain.
That's one way to put it, yes. But even that is just a theory at this point. There's still much to learn about Alzheimer's.
And when your brain shrinks?
Your memory is impaired. Let me explain. There are 3 processes involved.
We're getting a
in memory:
PowerPoint presentation.
coding, storage, and retrieval. Alzheimer's impairs the first step, encoding. This makes it near impossible to remember new things. I'll give you an example that stuck with me. When doctors asked a dementia patient the date, they had no problem producing the correct answer. But when asked the year, the patient said 1952. Their mind was stuck decades in the past. You see, dementia not only inhibits new memories, but jumbles the ones you already have as well.
Once more from the top. No. I think we get it. Yeah.
I think I understand.
Good.
So how exactly does 89 cure Alzheimer's?
According to their research, when they injected 89 into the test mice, it brought about a process known as autophagy.
That's how you
is
pronounce
what?
that word. I never knew. Autophagy.
It's a Greek word that means self-devouring. That's what your body starts to do to its own proteins. In other words, all the amyloid beta built up in the mice's brains began to instantly break down.
Instantly.
Yes, and once it was all gone, their Alzheimer's stopped progressing entirely. The most shocking thing is that even brain cells which had lost function were able to recover. As one researcher put it, it's as though the brain turns on a backup generator. If they can bring about similar effects in humans,
They'll have a cure for Alzheimer's.
that's right. There are millions of patients worldwide, and that number is growing steadily every day. If they actually complete this drug, it could truly change the world as we know it.
That's true, yeah.
It's nothing short of a dream drug for both buyers and sellers.
I see. If that's true, it really would be a dream drug. But, yeah, no, right? If they actually were able to come up with a cure for Alzheimer's/dementia, I mean, that would be a miracle, right? And the whole premise that I think we're coming on is that their dream drug is just that, a dream, and it probably doesn't work, and all the data's been falsified. That's what I think we're going to be getting down towards when we hit the truth, I think. But let's say it's not. Let's say it is true, right? They've only had it for a few years now after they published the paper. Was the paper published 1 or 2 years ago? Don't remember, but it was about then, I think. Maybe 3 at most. Pretty sure most drug trials, once they hit, like, animals, end up still going 10-ish years before the clinical trials start. And then there's years in clinical trials before they go to, like, normally available or prescribable or whatever. So it is also possible. Let's pretend the whole thing is actually not a cover-up for anything, and they are actually working on a miracle dream drug. They might just be taking time because they need to. Maybe. You're trying so hard not to sleep? Well, man, it is very late there, so if you have to fall asleep, you do. The best thing, though, is that all of these VODs do go Or they stay on YouTube. They don't go anywhere. They're there. So if you do fall asleep over the course of the next few hours, you'll be able to catch the ending.
If you ask me, sounds too good to be true.
Excuse me?
I mean, the vice director of the ADDC suspected something fishy was going on with it. But when he started digging around, someone offed him to keep
Again,
their secret safe.
Yagami giving up
Look
too
at
much
the brawl
information
so
to people
nobody
he
gets
shouldn't be.
suspicious.
What kind of secret are we talking?
Like the drug's effects being falsified.
No, there's no chance of that.
Huh? How do you know?
Since the announcement of AD9, countless animal tests have proven successful. It's no fabrication.
Really?
One test after another, they've proven its viability.
And you know this
And you're sure?
certain?
Yes. I'm of the mind they should push forward faster, even if the paper was a little rough around the edges. After all, dementia drugs are being developed all around the world. It would be a shame if someone beat them to the punch, both for the ADDC and for Japan. Kido-san is far too cautious. This is no time to be testing on animals. They need to move to clinical trials and get this thing out.
By which you mean
Experimenting on humans.
human experimentation. Wait.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just... Are you absolutely sure there's nothing off about 89?
I guess there is an interesting detail I noticed.
Hmm?
Kido-san is listed as the sole author of the 89 research. But in truth, he only put his name on the paper to lend it credibility. The key researcher was someone else entirely. A guy you know too, man by the name of Shono.
So the one I want... It's Shono, huh? So you're saying... Shono's the creator of 89?
Seems so. The paper would never have gained such worldwide traction without Kido-san, though. They needed a leading expert to rubber stamp the research and make it seem more official. That kind of thing is pretty common, though. Not really a cause for concern.
Cryptic Graveyard, how you doing tonight? How you doing?
Shono. What's your role in all of this?
Well, his role is lead researcher, technically, of 89, apparently, is what we just learned. Okay, so Blank Jester looked it up for us, and in general, Japan's dementia rate is 23.3 per 1,000, or 1 out of 5 for elders. Specifically, yeah, it was right. That's a pretty big number. I mean, I don't know. I've never, looked this up before. My gut tells me, worldwide, it's got to be lower. But I don't know. What if it is really that high? That's kind of scary. Right? Like one of the things that should be one of your top fears, I feel like, is losing your agency. You know what I mean? And that is exactly what this disease does for you. So on Twitch, the name is Merc Serene, not Merc Streams. So I will look over there. So Merc Streams is just the YouTube version. There's actually a Merc Serene YouTube channel as well, but I haven't uploaded to that one in a while. Okay, so reviewing the case at the office is, I guess, oh, and actually, Alamat, I think in the description right below is a link to the Twitch page, if you need to click it. Reviewing the case at the office is the next main mission. We actually have lots of side missions, but let's keep going with this. This is getting a little juicy, right? So let's go down and around and find our way there. And probably, if I had to guess, get jumped by some street thugs on the way. Maybe not. Maybe we'll make it all the way.
Yo, welcome back.
Hey there, Yagami-san.
The gang's
Everyone's
all
here.
How did things go with Hattori-san? Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, I guess.
So, the numbers are about 55 million worldwide, so lower on average overall. That's good, but then that makes you wonder, why is it higher in Japan? Which is kind of funny, right? Because I think Japan actually has higher average age. I could be wrong on that too, but I feel like people typically tend to live longer in Japan.
You should go over what Hattori-san told you while
But maybe
everyone's
that
here,
contributes
Yagami-san.
more to the dementia number.
Take a seat.
Who knows? Yeah, a lot of elders there, yeah.
Wait, are you saying there isn't actually anything up with 89?
That's what Hattori said, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Kido not really being involved, though. It's possible Shono's hiding the truth from even him.
Maybe. But first, one term in particular stuck with me from my chat with Hattori-san.
Which is?
Human experimentation.
Clinical trial.
Go on.
Apparently, 89 is just about ready to be tested on real human subjects.
I think it has been.
Well, that's gross. Side effects include bloating, blindness, and death, right?
Knock it off.
Sorry. What's bothering you about that, Yagami-san?
Well, it's just... I've just been thinking... What if all these murders were secretly experimental trials for 89?
You're
He's going a little
serious?
bit out on a limb on that one.
If Shono's the one behind all this,
What? You think this guy Shono went out, hired an assassin, and started killing people?
guess it's a bit of a stretch, huh?
Even if these people were test cases, why would Shono have to murder them? This is a dementia drug, not some kind of chemical weapon.
No, but what if it really did have some kind of crazy side effects, though? Like, they didn't want to kill the people, but they ended up dying anyways.
It was perfectly fine when they tested it on mice, though. If it ended up killing someone, then... Wait a sec.
Yeah, wait a sec is right. We're on the same page here.
What if 89 was completely harmless to mice, but lethal when introduced into the human body?
If that
Possibility.
was the case, they'd need to perform a ton of experiments to make sure it was fixed. Which is why they killed all those Kyorei guys.
So... I think it's been used on someone already. And I did some dinos for you, Bomber. There you go. The first case, right, that Yagami worked when he was actually still a lawyer, which we did in the past version, right, when, I don't know, chapter 4 or something. There was a guy who was accused of murder, and he was a janitor. The guy who was murdered was one of the older patients of the dementia ward. Are we seeing the connection? We actually determined that he could not have killed the patient. But the patient was still dead anyways, and was found in the laundry truck. So the speculation that we even had back then was that the 89 drug was actually tested on him, didn't go over well, and they wanted to hide the evidence and frame someone else for his death. Which basically worked until we were able to prove that he didn't do it. The guy still died without, like, a suspect, right, to be proven to be the culprit. So... if they're also testing this drug on people outside, because that's what Yagami's thinking. Yagami's thinking, hey, all of those people who have had their eyes gouged out and died by this assassin that we call the Mole, he's thinking, well, what if they were also being tested on? What if they were test subjects and they were going to die, but before they died, we kill them anyways. That way the cause of death can't be linked back to the drug. That sounds too far out there, too much of a stretch for me, but I do think the patient in the hospital was tested on. I do. I don't know why these other people would have been tested on, especially because they weren't older, right? They were definitely middle-aged-ish people. So they probably wouldn't have even been really good subjects for it, I wouldn't think. But, anyways. It wasn't found in the truck. He was suspected, and he spilled... Oh, that's right. That's right. He told them... I forgot about this bit. He told them where he buried the body, which was a terrible thing. He should have found the body and immediately reported it. But no, he buried the body because he was scared. Yes. He did that 2 months prior, and then he finally confessed to it. So he was eventually suspected. Yeah. He did a terrible thing. If something bad happens, and it's no fault of your own, you're probably better off going with the truth of the matter than trying to cover it up, especially if you didn't cause it or it wasn't your fault. But he did that, which is crazy. Crazy.
Back it up. If they're testing a drug, wouldn't they want to use it on an actual patient? I mean, it's not like those Cure guys all had Alzheimer's or anything.
That's true.
Actually, it says here that they test new drugs on healthy humans as well.
I was gonna say
They're
Kaito with the
control
logic,
group
but
to make sure the drug is safe.
Yeah, eventually. It wouldn't make any damn sense for him to start on anyone but real patients, though.
But
Kaito still with the
Just
logic.
give it a rest. Try taking this seriously for once.
We are taking this seriously.
Says the dumbass kid who keeps spouting tinfoil hat shit about goddamn human experiments.
The only dumbass here is the guy who can't consider all the possible options.
Oh, is that right? Next you're gonna tell me they experiment on old man Waku too.
Why is he getting so upset about this?
What?
That incident 3 years ago at the ADDC. The
Yeah,
guy who died,
this is the guy we were
Waku-san.
talking about, Waku.
Didn't he
yeah.
have Alzheimer's?
Hey, I think you're onto something.
Huh?
think about it, Kaito-san. Waku-san was an Alzheimer's patient at the center. We know for a fact that Okubo didn't kill him, but they never tracked the real murderer down.
What if the motivation for that murder was a human experiment for 89? It's exactly what we were just talking about!
Alright, cool your fucking jets. That happened 3 years ago. AD9 didn't even exist back then.
True, it was only announced last year. But all the research that went into that paper would have reached way further back.
Huh? Wait,
Yeah, they didn't come up with it
really
in a
onto
year
something?
and then publish the paper.
It's hard to say for sure, but it's worth looking into at the very least.
Okay. So, hold on. We gotta pause. We gotta talk about things. Okay. So, Shono, the lead researcher for this drug, is what we just discovered. Not Director Keto, as we were led to believe. He interacted with the vice chairman, I believe was his title, of the research center, and then he died that same night that they were out at the club together. The vice chairman was suspecting that the results were fabricated. At least that's what we know. But what if he was actually suspecting that they were fabricated because, specifically, he was aware of the human trials that were not going well? So maybe he got thinking, oh, the whole thing's a fake. Maybe that's why he got killed. Because I would imagine that the director and vice director would probably know about the human trials if they were doing them, even if they weren't supposed to be yet. Right? That sounds right to me. Okay, so he gets killed because he knows about it. Alright, now, let's continue along with the theory that Shono is the one who's hiring the assassin to do these things. How is Hamura involved exactly? Maybe Hamura's the middleman between Shono and the assassin? Maybe. Could be. We don't really know yet. We don't really understand the Hamura connection exactly just yet. There's definitely a connection, clearly, but we don't quite know why. But why was Shintani killed? Alright, let's think about this one for a minute. Once we got Hamura out of jail, out of the murder that he was being charged with, Shintani and Hamura were getting real chummy with each other, right? They were hanging out a lot, doing all sorts of things together. And then Shintani clearly started to learn more information that he probably wasn't supposed to know. But that doesn't feel like enough to have gotten him killed, because it seemed like he was getting close with Hamura, who clearly knows. And he's not dead, right? Unless Shintani was clearly trying to get more, into the case, but not letting anyone else know. It's hard to tell so far. I bet we're going to get to the bottom of it. I bet we will, but the real question is, why would Shintani have been... I don't care about the 3 Kiore guys who died at the moment. I think it was 3 now. They may be related to the same murder with the same assassin, maybe. But Shintani was definitely different as well, right? He was shot and then had his eyes gouged with the ice pick, which... in the other cases, they were killed with the ice pick through the eyes, but Shintani wasn't. So that's enough already to make it seem like the murder was different and maybe even caused by someone else. We do know that Shintani called the ADD-9s, or the ADD, probably to talk to Shono? Maybe? I don't know. Can you mention something based on only things that we already know? Yes. Yep. Alamat, back on the tube. You were on Twitch? Yeah. So the only... There's 2 differences between Twitch and YouTube, in my mind, really, right? Maybe 3. I'm going to say 3 differences. Twitch is the mainstream, so I try to prioritize it. And I do notice that the bitrate seems more stable on Twitch. So that's one thing. The next thing is there's more chat that happens over there. But then the last thing that might be slightly important is there's less of a delay. And that's not something I can really influence too much. But I think the delay is like 30 seconds longer on YouTube. For whatever reason, it just is. But, okay. So Jester says, if the deaths were known by the vice director... why wouldn't Kajihira know about it if he was colluding with Hashiki? You're right. Okay, so before I read the rest of that, that's a very, very good important point. The vice director of the ADDC was working for the Kajihira group, which is a Yakuza family group, right? That's a really good point. If he was sure of certain things, so would Kajihira. And I don't think that they were sure of anything. The fishiness of AD is the deaths. Hashiki was trying to snoop and find out what is wrong with the drug since he didn't know yet. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If he was in the know, he would get evidence of it and shut it down since he wanted that. Right, he wanted that because he was being bankrolled by Kajihira, who wanted the whole thing shut down because he wanted to buy the whole thing and make his own Kamurocho that he owned, right? Yes, so that's a good point. The weird part about the whole thing, it is kind of weird, right? Why would the vice director be out of the loop on things? Unless they suspected the vice director of being a foreign, I'm going to say foreign actor. I don't mean different nationality or anything. I just mean, maybe not having the best interests of the place. But then wouldn't you fire him? Wouldn't you fire him then? I don't know. That being said, I think it might actually be more challenging to fire someone in Japan. Maybe. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why they wouldn't, and they would just kind of leave him out of the loop on things. However, we probably have to believe that director, the vice, not the vice, the director Kido, he's probably aware of what's going on. Probably. And I think we have to also believe there was a government official who was there that day when we went. They're probably aware too. Probably, right? They're bankrolling it, I think. So, and firing without cause would bring attention to them, which is true. However, I'm sure we know companies, right? They can make up cause for anything. Well, you see, they were late 30 days out of the last 5 years, so fired. The Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health, Ichinose. Man, Jester, it's so great you're here, because I don't remember the names of any of these people. Yes, the Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health was there, and is probably in the know. Probably. Because, and here's another thing too, it's also possible that the government, let's say that the drug was showing success, and they wanted some additional funding, and they reached out to the government for it, and the government came in and said, give us better proof, start clinical trials now, and maybe Shono was like, wait, we can't, we don't have sufficient testing yet, and they were like, nah, do it, because we want it now. Those things happen too, right? Anyways, we'll get a little bit more into that here in a moment. Keep organizing the information.
If 89's really what killed Wakusan 3 years ago, the ADDC's finished. Shit would be the scandal of the century.
It might be. It might be the scandal of the century, but also think about it this way too. If it clearly works in mice, which I think we're coming to the conclusion, yes, it works very well in mice. It not working, or maybe it does work, but also causes death in humans, is just a hurdle to overcome. I think politically, it would be death for the ADDC. But that might just mean the director and some officials. It is very possible that the research would continue, right? Like, you would start with what's currently now 89 to make, I'm just going to say 8010, but the next version
I have a few more
of it.
thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
Hold on.
Actually, give me a second.
I want to talk to Kaito real quick.
You know, I'm starting to see things a little clearer now.
By the way, I think this is Kaito's desk and chair because he sits at it way more than we do.
I have a few more thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
Yes.
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's say Shono did experiment on Wakusan. Why would he do that? They normally do a lot more to ensure a drug is safe before it enters clinical trials. What was his motive for testing it then?
Let me think. Why would Shono have broken protocol and experimented on Waku?
Maybe he wanted to try his groundbreaking new drug on a real live human as soon as possible. If it worked,
See
he'd
ya,
have the
Alamat.
cure. And he'd have it without dealing with all the red tape these things go through. It would have saved him years.
That's possible. I guess Shono was surrounded by dementia patients. One little test wouldn't be a big deal, and if it succeeded, his drug would save the world. If it meant curing Alzheimer's sooner, he might have been okay accepting the risk.
But instead of doing what it was meant to do, 89 had a horrible side effect. Death. The more I think about it, the more it feels like this is how it all went down.
It's starting to make sense.
But now, even though he knows the risks, he's still experimenting and using the mole to do it.
I question that still.
I know this is all just a theory, but the pieces all seem to fit together.
Yeah, I'm
Going down
fully
that
on
path,
board.
Yagami-san, that means Okubo really was innocent, yeah? But he murdered his girlfriend right after.
Nope.
I mean, that's why he's on death row.
Quit it, Sugiura. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
No. Okubo did not kill his sister. I'm convinced of that. Yagami lost faith and gave up when he needed to push harder to show that Okubo wasn't at fault. I'm almost positive of that. However, I'm fully on board with Waku being treated on, as we've talked about. I still don't get the Kiore connection yet. I think there's something else going on with the Kiore connection that we'll come to. But it's girlfriend. Jester, I keep saying sister, and it's definitely his girlfriend, and I don't know why I keep saying sister. I even feel like he just said sister. Anyways, we'll get there. But it's definitely too early in my mind. I was hoping that we could talk to more people. It's too early in my mind for us to come to the complete conclusion when it's only chapter 9. So clearly there's more going on yet that we're gonna unravel. All right.
So, to summarize our theory so far, it all started 3 years ago when Shono accidentally killed a patient during an AD9 test. But those tests are still ongoing. That's why Hamura had all those Kyorei guys killed.
Maybe.
But wait, how would a guy like Shono get wrapped up with Yakuza and assassins? Your run-of-the-mill researcher wouldn't have the cash or connections for that shit.
But what if someone close to him did?
Someone Shono knows who's got Yakuza ties? The hell could that be?
Okay. Ryusuke Kido, the director of the ADDC. Maybe, probably not. Kajihira, the chairman of the Kajihira group. Well, he was meeting with the vice director, and the vice director clearly had a tie. That being said, Kajihira did not want this drug to keep going, didn't want to have a cover-up. He would have loved for all this information to come out into the open and shut the whole place down. Definitely not this one. Minister Kazumi from the Health Ministry. Well, I think I have to say this one. I mean, Keto's a possibility. He is a possibility, but it just doesn't seem right. I'm betting it's, like we already said, why was the government involved? They were there, they were checking up on things, they probably know more than they should. They probably also, because they've got their foot in it, they want to keep everything looking good and on the up. I'm saying him.
The
That's a
Minister of
miss!
Health. Naohisa Kazumi.
You think an active cabinet member is out hooking Shono up with Yakuza? Seriously?
I suppose the minister would have enough power. But I'm not sure he has the motive.
Oh.
Especially not for such a risky move.
Who else do we have then?
So hold on.
Someone who could get Hamura and Shono in touch. Huh.
So are you saying that... Hold on. Ichinose is the vice ministry of the Ministry of Health, and this is the actual minister, not the vice minister. They threw this option in there to get people like me. That's what they did. All right, we're going to say Kido. I don't believe it would be Kajihira, for all the reasons we just mentioned.
Ryusuke Kido, director of the ADDC.
The music confirms it, by the way.
Oh, I see what you mean. Kido would have access to ADDC funding. There's even been talk of him having ties to the Yakuza somehow, right? I think you've cracked it, Yagami-san. It had to be Kido.
I don't know if that's really true.
Why?
Think back to the '89 press conference. You remember the look on Kido's face? He was so proud, innocent even. But if he knew about all this human experiment shit, no way he'd
Look at
like
the other
that.
two faces.
Kid's got a point.
Then maybe he was only told about the experiments after the conference took place. That would still make sense, right? First, Shono gets Kido to sign off on the '89 paper and publicly gives him all the credit. Thrilled about the possibilities, Kido proudly presents the research at that press conference. There's no turning back after that, even if he found out about the experiments. That's probably how Shono got Kido on his side. He then used Kido's funding and connections to bring in Hamura and the Mole. It feels like all the pieces are falling into place.
That means Kido's not actually the one in charge.
Right. Shono is behind everything.
Let's say you're right. When did Shono start using this guy? When was the mole's first murder?
The first time Shono actually used an assassin would have to be... well... maybe when Waku died. But I don't think his assassin... because what have we learned about the assassin? The assassin is really good at what they do. They can kill someone, but have it take a week to actually kill them, or whatever, right? That's what we learned with that other dude. So it's probably not when Waku died. Honestly, Waku may have, like, died normally from the drug or something, and then they just, like, moved his body and called it good. We could say when he started killing the Kiore, but I don't think this is it. I think the assassin... Here's my thought that I just kind of sort of came up with. The Hamura connection might just be Hamura was using assassin to kill Kiore because he wanted to, right? Shono used the assassin for Hashiki. So Hamura already had the connection with the assassin for various other reasons, and then was the middleman for this other one, maybe. Yes, so we don't know Kazumi, the minister, aside from some random passing comments, right? So it didn't make sense for it to really be in there, and you're saying it should have had Ichinose as an option, because you believe that he'd have more ties than Kido. Me too. There have been talks about him having ties to Yakuza. When? When did we hear this? Exactly, right? We didn't. I'm not saying that Kido couldn't have those connections, but it also feels a little weird. Why would he have those connections? And if he did have those connections, wouldn't Kajihira know about it? I feel like Kajihira would then know about it. Anyways, let's say Hashiki.
Probably Hashiki's death 6 months ago.
And why do you say that?
Hashiki inching closer to the truth about 89 was a serious problem for Shono. But as we know, Shono was in a taxi at the time of the beating. Meaning someone else must have been responsible for Hashiki's death.
The man in the black raincoat. He's the mole?
Yeah. Only the best of the best assassins would have the skill to do what they did to Hashiki.
Can't argue with that.
Who knows how close Hashiki was to finding out about the human experimentation before he died.
Yeah, and if he had, that would have been the end of the line for Shono. Seems like a plausible motive to me.
So what, everything just makes sense? I don't know.
Looks like Sugiura still isn't totally on board. Yeah, I don't think we have enough information to be totally certain on anything just yet. And, you know, we know that Hashiki went to Shono that night that he actually died, and was saying things about how he wanted to know if the results were falsified. And if the vice director thought that the director Kido was actually the one in charge and the one who created 89, you would go to someone else like Shono, not knowing that Shono was actually the creator and the mastermind behind everything. But it feels weird that the vice director could be so far out of the loop. It feels weird to me, but maybe that's the case. Maybe.
If you have something to say, say it.
I mean,
Spit it out.
this is still just a theory, right?
Yes.
It all sounds almost too convenient.
What do you mean?
If Shono killed Waku-san at the ADDC 3 years ago, then Okubo, the primary suspect in the case, would be totally in the clear.
Yep. Already proved that in court, remember?
But Okubo, he killed his girlfriend right after.
No, he didn't.
He stabbed her over and over. Even set the place on fire.
They
With
wanted
the
to make it
booze,
look
too,
like he was a
even though
murderer.
he was supposed to be dry. Defend him all you want. The guy's a murderer. That's why the whole thing was such a big deal. Everyone realized the court made a mistake.
But the court didn't make a mistake. He was framed.
It took the death of an innocent girl for them to realize that Okubo probably did it after all. Yet here you are, claiming the court got it right, claiming Okubo's innocent. But you just don't want to feel responsible for Emi Terasawa's death. That's it, isn't it?
Enough, Sugiura. You're way out of line, and you don't know shit.
Look, I know I get swept up in my emotions pretty easily sometimes. All the same, I'm trying to be fair here.
Are you?
So if we want to treat Yagami-san's theory like it's the truth, then we'll have to figure out whether or not Okubo is innocent. If he actually killed Waku-san.
And how are you suggesting we do that?
It's simple. We just go to Okubo and ask if he did it.
You want to talk to him face to face? Meeting with a death row inmate isn't that easy.
A lawyer like you should have no problem setting that up, right?
Yeah, but Okubo's gonna hate us now, right? Because, hold on. Did Yagami, represent Okubo in court the second time? Did he? I think he may have, but even if he did, he already made up his mind. Oh, you killed your girlfriend. It's done and over. Yeah, he did. He represented him second time, and that was like his last case. So like he's gonna hate us because he probably knows that we already had made up our mind and didn't really try to defend him to our fullest. But I think Sugiura is entirely right here, right? We're sort of on the same page now that Okubo didn't. Well, I think Sugiura thinks Okubo may have actually killed Waku, but we're pretty sure he didn't kill Waku, and then I am fairly certain he didn't kill his girlfriend and that he was being framed because, right, it changes the opinion of what happened in the first case, and you stop looking for the actual murderer because, oh, we just got it wrong the first time. It is this guy. Man, are we gonna go meet Okubo? Because it's gonna be an intense scene, I think, if we do.
He can't stand me, though. From day one, Okubo insisted he was innocent, that he didn't kill Emi. But I abandoned him. Told him he'd be better off just giving up.
Yeah.
Fine. But that's a pretty weak excuse for not going to talk to him now. If you really want to pursue this case, you don't have a choice, Yagami-san.
Well?
Hoshino-kun,
Yes?
let's go talk to Okubo. Think you can arrange that for me?
I can try. Let me get in touch with the prison.
Thanks. I'll be at Genda's if you want to find me. Looking over the old case files.
All right.
Yeah, okay, and so your previous comment as well would be that Hashiki would know that Shono was the lead researcher, right? Which is what I would expect. The vice chairman should know. The vice director, sorry, should know. Even if it's not public knowledge that he's the lead, right? And then I think it's entirely reasonable for everyone to expect that Shono is the weaker individual than Kido. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And just because you're lead researcher doesn't mean you're sort of controlling what's happening, which it sounds like maybe Kido... it sounds like maybe that's what Shono is maybe doing, is sort of controlling what's happening. Maybe slightly manipulating Kido into doing what he wants. Maybe. I guess we'll find out here soon. This is just a question. I really like Sugiura, and I'm really glad that he's sort of playing the opposite of not just going along, but saying, hold on. I don't know. I mean, everything you're saying sounds great, but what if? That's great. I love that he's doing that. I'm going to ask you a question, Blank Jester, which I'm going to say maybe you don't have to answer, but is Sugiura in the sequel? Is he in the sequel? All right, let me talk to everyone here
It was
again.
pretty harsh earlier. Sorry about that.
I'll let you know once I've made the arrangements to get you in to see him.
Going to see Okubo, huh?
Yes, he is in the sequel.
Won't be
Nice.
easy for you, but you can do it, man.
Let's go do this. Let's check our board first. I don't think there's gonna be anything there though, because we haven't been raising our rep any. No, look at 15. Oh, main story progress for this one, but we have the rep level. Trigger all the question mark events and defeat the Kahin gang leaders. I kind of feel bad at how low our reputation is. Like, I'm skipping out on a good chunk of the game. It would require a lot of side missions and shop purchasing, though, I think, to increase it higher. Alright, let's go to Genda. Go see what Sayori-san is doing. Best character. A lot of guys here.
Let go.
Yo! Take the foot! Got him.
What a waste.
I feel like enemies should drop stuff more often. It seems really, really low that they drop anything. This area feels weirdly empty of people. Like, really empty. Okay.
Guess we're doing this.
Ooh, that was a good hit.
Really?
Why?
guys?
Why even come after us? Why? Like, at this point, anyone in the city who wants to fight should know who we are and avoid us on sight. Sugiura doesn't play the role that you think he's going to in the second. Just because you can hear the hope. Yeah, I can see him just being a very minor, maybe, cameo character. Which is, I want him to be more involved, but
Need
it's
something?
fine.
Mind if I look over a case file? The ADDC one from 3 years ago. I'm seeing Okubo soon.
Huh? What do you mean you're seeing Okubo?
Hold on. I'll go pull the documents up.
Thanks, Sari-san.
How's it going, Yagami-san?
Oh, not bad. What do you have there?
The files for Emi Terasawa's case. I thought they might be useful too.
Well,
Yagami-san, I think you should look them over if you're going to talk to Okubo. If you really don't need them, just leave them here. I'll put everything back later.
We have to get up to look at documents. We can't just, stay seated at the desk. Alright, let me just see if I can talk to anyone. We can, but it's just for work. Okay. I guess I could have checked, but yeah, we got enough other side cases if we want to do.
Emi Terasawa, 26 years old at time of death. December 2nd, 2015, about 11 p.m. Her body is found on the second floor of a burnt-out apartment building. 15 stab wounds to the chest, presumably inflicted while she was still alive. Cause of death? Blood loss. No ash in her lungs, so she didn't inhale any smoke. Emi died.
And then the
before
fire is a nice
started.
cover-up for anything that might have been left behind.
Shinpei Okubo, the victim's boyfriend and roommate, was found at the scene and arrested. Murder weapon is thought to be a kitchen knife. It was covered in Okubo's prints. Okubo was wasted out of his mind when firefighters arrived at the apartment.
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
But Okubo claims he doesn't remember ever drinking, that he woke up surrounded by flames. He's pleaded innocence from day one.
Yagami. Do you really have to do this? Go see Okubo, I mean.
Yeah, looks like I do.
But why?
I need to know if he was really innocent. If he killed Waku-san 3 years ago. I'm going to find the truth, Kenta-sensei.
What? In just one little prison chat?
Yes.
Well, either way, I never felt like I closed the book on this. I should have done this years ago. I mean, yeah, I defended him in court. But we didn't have anything definitive to prove his innocence. The only thing the ruling said was that they couldn't conclusively prove his guilt. Meaning for the public at large, he as good as did it. Okubo got laid off from his job, and had his personal details smeared all over the internet.
Yeah.
The guy barely even went outside. Couldn't sleep at night without his pills. But I didn't ask him about any of that. Didn't really care either. Until one day, Okubo gave up his years of sobriety, started drinking, and stabbed his girlfriend to death.
Maybe.
And what?
Maybe.
You think that's your fault?
Why did Shinpei Okubo kill Emi Terasawa? If it's anyone's fault.
I helped set a murderer loose on the world. In other words, Emi died because of me.
I'm not gonna let you do this to yourself.
Why he quit being a lawyer?
Do you remember your dad's last case? Must have been almost 20 years ago. Do you, Yagami?
Yeah. No way I could forget.
The defendant in that case raped and murdered a 15-year-old girl. At least that's what they said he did. Everyone in the damn country thought that guy deserved to get executed. No thoughts of innocence, except from your dad. You know how it all went down after that. He gave the prosecution what for. Your dad never compromised his ideals, no matter what. He said a lawyer's job isn't discovering the truth, or even knowing it. It's proving the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence to convict. Do you understand? That's how he saw the defense's role. It takes some real guts to say that. That's why you looked up to him. And you would have never become an attorney without his influence.
In the beginning, sure I did. But you know, a lot happened afterward, with my dad, and with me too.
Yeah.
It's possible the defendant actually was guilty. Raped the girl, killed her in cold blood. He disappeared almost immediately after the trial. So, all of the hatred, all of the anger people felt was thrown onto my dad. Not long after, he and my mom were killed by the victim's father.
Even so, I don't think your old man did anything wrong. Our job's showing that the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence, not finding the truth. And when you defended Okubo the first time around, that's exactly what you did. Listen to me, Yagami. You didn't do anything wrong.
Sure, I get what you're saying. But a girl burned to death because I was good at my job. Ever think about how that feels?
What?
It's easy to sit back and tell me I did nothing wrong, but put yourself in my shoes. Could you say you did the right thing?
That's enough! How long are you gonna let this dominate your life?
Forever.
For as long as I live. Yagami speaking.
Hey, it's Hoshino. I've arranged our chat with Okubo. Meet me at the taxi stand on West Shichifuku Street. I'm on my way there now.
Got it. Thanks. I appreciate the concern.
I've said all I wanted to say. It's fine. I half knew you weren't gonna listen anyway.
Genda-sensei.
Hmm?
You and I both saw what happens when you don't pursue the truth. I can't let that go. I won't.
Right. Alright, one moment here. Just fixing YouTube stuff. It's still a little iffy. Still a little iffy. Okay. I had to refresh my page and whatnot. Anyways. Yeah, right? So we blame ourselves for Emi's death. And, you know what? I think there's the side that he's not even considering. The fact that we got Okubo out of going to jail, we got him out of that first court case, he's like, oh, that's why Emi died, because he did actually kill her. He was a murderer. But he's not considering the, oh, no, she died because Okubo got out, but not because Okubo killed her. Just because Okubo was being framed. It's maybe not any better because we are still slightly responsible. That being said, right, when you do something that ends up causing something else to happen, but that something else to happen was a choice by another person, you're still not at fault, right? Someone else chose to do that. They made the choice, not you. You didn't choose for the girl to die, and you did what you thought was best. That's all there is to it. Anyways, we gotta go get in the cab. I missed the item. There we go.
Over here, Yagami-san. We're finally going to see Okubo. Go ahead and get in, Yagami-san.
Yup. Do it. We would like to go to the Tokyo Detention Center, please. Off we go.
Long time no see. Yagami-sensei.
Killing the YouTube stream.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I apologize. I've been alone all this time. Talking is...
Don't worry. We're not in a rush here.
You look so different.
Yeah. I haven't been back in the courtroom since the last day of our case.
Meaning you're not a lawyer?
Not quite. I'm a detective. In Kamurocho. Pays the bills, you know.
And that's all my fault?
Hey. Sorry. This isn't what I came here to talk about today. 3 years ago, at the ADDC. Did you Did you actually murder Waku-san or not?
What? Yagami, I don't understand. You know I'm innocent. I didn't murder Waku-san. Or Emi-chan. Why won't you listen to me? I've told you time and time again, I didn't kill anyone! Why won't people just believe me?
I do. I believe him.
The prosecution had more than enough evidence to convict you for Emi's murder. It was an open and shut case. There was nothing we could do.
Of course not. How am I gonna win when my own lawyer doesn't believe I'm innocent?
Yes.
Don't think I couldn't tell. Every time you went up there and tried to clear my name, you looked like you were gonna puke.
So, Okubo-san, you really didn't do it either time?
That's what I've been saying all along.
We might get him out.
My name is Hoshino from the Genda Law Office. If you don't mind, we have a theory about the ADDC incident you were on trial for.
I do mind. It doesn't have anything to do with me.
But don't you want to know who really killed Waku-san?
It was an ADDC researcher by the name of Yoji Shono.
Well, we don't know that exactly.
I remember him. But you're saying he did it? Why, though?
Here, let me explain. Waku-san's death was an 89-related accident. That's our theory, at least. The drug must have killed him on the spot. Shono panicked, searching for a place to hide the body.
Which led him to my truck, huh?
Yeah. It must have been the only option he could think of. Things may have turned out differently had you actually reported finding Waku-san's body. But as we both know, that's not what happened.
Maybe the police would have actually suspected Shono instead. I mean, maybe, right? He made the worst possible choice in finding the body, freaking out, and driving to the mountain to bury it. Dumb.
So all this was because I buried the body?
It was a better stroke of luck than Shono could have ever asked for. After all, the cops never even suspected him.
God damn it! I don't know what the hell I was thinking back then. It all happened so fast. I opened the truck, and the body was there. Naturally, I panicked. The police never would have believed I didn't kill the guy. Of course not. Why would they? I already had a criminal record, too. I was a fool.
Okubo. So you really were innocent after all, huh?
Do you even need to ask?
I guess not. Thank you.
Yagami-san?
Yagami-sensei! What about Emi? Aren't you gonna ask me about her? I told you before I never would have killed her!
I want to believe you. I really do. But I already did everything I could. I searched non-stop for some kind of hint. But a guy can only spend so long poring over burnt scraps of evidence. After 3 years, I'm not holding out much hope.
So, guess the real killer is still out there. Just biding his time, waiting for my execution. How are you and I gonna face Emi in the afterlife? Come on, man! Tell me how!
Yeah, come on, Yagami. Okay.
Yagami-san.
That's about how I expected that to
I'm
go.
gonna head back to Genda's. What are you up to tonight?
Not sure yet. I think maybe I'll swing by 10.
Yeah, drinking. I figured
Could use a
drinking
drink.
was going to be on the menu.
Yagami-san.
I'll be all right. Later, Hoshino-kun.
Head to tender, sure. We'll go straight there.
Wow,
Really?
Nice try, jerk.
Can't see. Okay, got it. I don't know if you saw, but there was a guy in there and he came running out.
So, I hear you're defending Ayube.
Kuroiwa.
I had to come congratulate you myself on your triumphant return to the courtroom.
I'm not gonna be the one defending him. Just helping with the investigation.
Wasn't Shintani-sensei your mentor? You're helping to free the man who murdered him. Are you confused or just desperate for a few scraps off the table? But it wouldn't be the first murder you've set loose in our city.
Ooh.
Not a good look.
Ayube didn't kill Shintani.
His gun begs to differ. The rifling matches the marks on the bullet.
Yeah, that's how the real killer framed him for it. If you seriously can't see that, then I'm not the confused one here.
Say what you will.
Was he just like waiting in this alley for us to show up so he could tell us that? Give us the slight confrontation. What is going on behind us here?
Hello? You need something?
Is
More
this
or
our
less.
mole? This the assassin? Come for us now that we're getting closer to the truth?
Doesn't look like you're here to talk.
That's right. Your little detective game's over.
Man.
Yagami.
Wait, is that... Yagami-san!
Oshinoko,
stay
get
back.
away!
Huh?
This guy's dangerous.
Yeah, don't you see the sword?
I can see that.
Yeah, run. Call the police? I don't know.
Die, Yagami!
The bartender sign! Here we go, mysterious assailant.
Let's go!
I don't like what he just did there. Cane Man. No, don't hit us so much! Stop it! Oh my goodness. We need Ida again. Okay, it's weird when you get him in, like, the kick, but it doesn't seem to do much. Oh my goodness. I'm burning HP food in this fight. Okay, I'm not gonna go for full combos on this guy. Seems too dangerous. Oh! What? He just like flew through the air. But like, look, we're not stunning him at all with that. is he not giving us mortal wounds? That's what I want to know. There's the mortal wound! One strike, more than half our life. Alright, alright. We'll do better this time. I should have, like, activated all of our EX gauge, but I didn't want to waste it? Is that a thing? I wanted to skip. I was pushing all the buttons to skip. There's no skip. Jam out to this music, though.
Let's go!
Ah! No, I want the bicycle! Oh, trying to move. No, I needed to dodge that. I was in the middle of the swing, and the bicycle swing is so long. The animation will not stop. Okay. Retry. We'll do better this time. Sure. We know all of his secrets now. I just wish I could skip this. Why can't we skip? I'm pushing all the buttons. No skip. We're gonna pause as well because we're gonna go into our items and put something on our shortcut, right? So we have the bento on the left. We have the special yakisoba on top. Have a Takemitsu's Yokon? Interesting. I thought we had more food. Apparently we've eaten through a whole stack of something else. Okay, never mind then.
Let's go!
Ah! Gotta get some of those big EX moves off, you know? Get up, get up, get up! Or EX action while we're on the ground, I guess. Let's do it. Now, that probably did less damage this time, right? Because we've already done it once before. Yeah, you're not hitting us with that. No! Gotta EX action the bike. It's so, the kicking is so dangerous because of that. Like he's like stunned in the action for a little bit and then he's out. I keep grabbing him because the grab works. Oh! Camera, don't be wonky on me. Ouch. Yeah, we'll eat a few of those, I guess. Look at all the people just watching us in a fight with a sword guy. Someone should have called the police by now. Just say it. Got him. Yeah. First try. Yeah.
Damn it.
All the watchers disappear.
Yagami-san, are you okay?
I'm fine. But that guy wasn't messing around.
What do you mean?
He would have killed me for sure if I let him.
Maybe one of Hamura's men?
What's up, Tuck? How'd your chat with Okubo go?
Listen, someone just tried to murder me. Probably sent by Hamura.
What?
Watch your back, Kaito-san. Where are you now?
Right by the office. Got Sugiura with me, too.
Don't go back there. Not now.
All right. I got a place.
Oh yeah?
KJ Art, the Kyorei HQ. Hamura ain't gonna touch us there.
Wait, you're gonna go there after we beat the crap out of Shioya and his whole crew in that club?
Yeah, right?
You think they'll just let us hang out?
Of course I do. We've got Kajihiro on our side. We'll go on ahead. Get your ass over there quick, yeah?
Man, and I thought we were gonna go to bartender.
Sounds like we're meeting at KJ Art.
I heard.
Well, let's go.
Bomber, you just missed an assassin. Try to kill us. Emphasis on the try. They failed. Really, guys?
You asked for it.
I'm not in the mood. Apparently he is, though. Hey, that dude's got a knife. And Hoshino is just in the back. Take that! Yeah. We're running out of healing items. Okay.
What a waste.
You can message me later, but that dynamic intro bugged out for you once, and the cinematic camera just wasn't there. It was cool and funny, but mostly confusing. The cinematic camera for the assassin? Did the animation play out of the little bit of fighting? It's just like the camera was in a weird spot? That's weird. Yeah, Tsutsumi there was definitely a little stronger, it felt, than some of the others we fought.
This is the Kyorei clan headquarters, right?
Last I checked.
Oh, this is gonna shave some years off my life.
I'm nervous too.
Alright. We're best buds with these guys now. Checking in, we have a conference room that we need to go to. We're with the Genda Law Agency. Thank you.
Yagami-san, who's your little buddy?
I'm, Hoshino, sir, from the Genda Law office.
Uh-huh. Well, Kaito-san's already here. Sorry to say Shioya's out of the office, but Murase will be glad to entertain you. Come on in.
It was just as if it was a regular street fight, except you were you couldn't do anything, right? You were just watching, which is quite interesting. All right, so we get up here, and then we have to take the stairs. You know, there's still a door that we never were able to go through. Actually, I'm gonna check a couple of these rooms for like items. Because we've been in this room before, but the one directly above us, we never were able to make it in. We needed a key. We did not have it. But yeah, Jester, I'd love to see that video. This room that we couldn't go in? No, it wasn't this one. What are you doing? Move out of the way, Hoshino. We go through that one? Of course not. Alright. Probably this floor. Probably this floor. Probably this door. Nope. Okay. We need to go to the office, which, by the way, is one floor higher. Think. Oh, this was the door that we couldn't go in, and now we don't even have the option to interact with it? I can't also use the window either. Okay. Okay. Internal stairwell. Probably should have used that. It had a skill book, so have I completely missed it? There's no way to get it now? You had to get it during that one mission?
Well, if it isn't Yagami-sensei. Come in. Come in. Huh? Sorry about how rude we've been to you till now. Chairman Kajihira's told us to do whatever you say.
Listen to this, Talk. I asked for a massage, and he actually gave me one. I had you all wrong, Murase. You're just a big teddy bear.
Don't get too carried away, Kaito-san.
Maybe I'll see if Shioya will massage me next.
I'm gonna say that's probably a bad idea. Anyway, go on and take a load off.
So Okubo really didn't kill Waku-san all those years ago.
If his reaction's anything to go by.
He might not have even killed his girlfriend. At least that's how it looked to me.
Huh?
I'd rather not go there right now.
I've been wondering, Yagami-sensei. Who is that guy?
You curious?
Can't blame a guy for asking, can you?
Well, apparently he's afraid of Yakuza. Better to just leave him alone.
Huh. Well, okay then.
So, Shono's looking more suspicious every day.
About time for a good old face-to-face.
Yeah, by the way, let's not forget Sugiura has beef with these people. One of the reasons why he doesn't want to take the mask off. You DM'd me the clip. All right, I will definitely check it out. I'm interested to see it. But yeah, you're pretty sure that I missed the skill book. So we had to find. I guess it probably wasn't a key. Was it a numbered passcode? If I had to guess, we missed it downstairs or something, in like on the first floor maybe. You call Murase Bill just because of his English voice makes you think of a Bill. Then it spiraled out of control with your friends, and now his theme is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Alright. We'll just have to confront Shono about it directly. That sounds like a great idea.
Visit, we won't be able to get an appointment with Shono or Kido.
Yeah, probably not.
We won't make an appointment. All we do is wait in the lobby, then ambush Shono when he comes out.
A stakeout, huh? That's my kind of job.
Actually, you're gonna be staying back.
Huh?
I mean, they'd catch on in a heartbeat if they saw a tough guy like you standing around. And Hoshino-kun, you should go back to Genda's.
Okay, but...
Alright then, sounds like I'm tagging along.
Yeah, let's go.
Kiera and Yagami. You should probably put the mask on. We just left the building. Breaking all the bikes in the city. Alright, off we go! Back to the ADDC. 400 yen seems really cheap for a cab ride. I'm just saying. Like, very cheap.
Man, this place is fucking huge.
Keep it close to your chest, Sugiura. We're supposed to blend in, remember? Now let's settle down and wait for Shono.
But what if you already went home? Come on, let's ask somebody. I don't want to sit here all night if he's never coming out.
Good point.
It is quite late, isn't
Let's
it?
go, Yagami-san.
Let's take a little walk around, see if we can ask someone who's not at the front desk. Maybe. Just also see if there's anything else to interact with while we're here. You know, one thing that they could easily hide here is a QR code for a skill or something. Which should now show up on our mini-map and beep and buzz at us a little bit. But it would be on something like this, right? It would be on a board. If there was one. I'm guessing there isn't anyone else we can interact with. Okay. That's it.
Excuse me. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Yes?
Is Shono-san from the 89 team still here?
Oh, most likely. He's always one of the last researchers to leave. Do you have an appointment with him, sir?
Not exactly, no.
Oh, Yagami-san, good evening.
Oh, you're...
Hashimoto. I showed you to Shono's lab the other day.
Sure did.
Oh, right. Good to see you.
Do you need something more from him?
Well...
Yagami-san, there he is. It's Shono.
Gotta run.
How was she
Where
not
is
scolded
Over
for
there,
letting us in?
on the stairs.
We going?
I guess I wasn't expecting this to find Shono. Well, we better find the cat, by the way, which I heard over in this direction. I also felt a vibration over here. You're not the cat. Oh, kitty cat, make your meow again, please. Yeah, Hashimoto's too nice. I felt the vibration again, right over.
Suspicious.
I can't see it, but that's the cat. Oh, look, a cat. I'm probably supposed to be right there. Okay, got it. Cat seen. Let me see if anyone else shows up. It's weird that we can really walk around here. I don't know. Like, if we can do the full investigation all the way back here, they should be putting stuff back here for us to see. And I have a feeling they didn't. I have a feeling they didn't. Nothing's vibrating. Nope. Okay. Let's go find Shono for real. Although I wish I could sprint. Okay, there's vibration right there, but it didn't do anything. Probably just have to be closer.
What the?
Hold on. Can I see the other ones? Or just okay. There are some researchers talking over there. Not Shono.
What the?
Is that Kido? I'm looking for Shono though.
Suspicious.
Is that? No, not him. So.
Hey.
Oh wait, another one? No, I think Shono's shorter than that. No, shorter than that.
What the?
Is that? No, not him. I'm stuck.
Suspicious.
No, shorter than that. I could have swore Sugiura saw him.
Hey.
There he is. There he is.
Found him. Looks like he's talking to Kido.
What do we do?
Wait. Probably. Watch from a distance. He comes down the stairs.
Okay, let's move
Well, if it isn't Yagami-san, Kamurocho's finest private eye.
Yep, Shono turned around.
You again.
This had better be the last time I see you in this center. Are you aware that I filed a complaint with the Bar Association about you?
Aren't you the Vice Minister of Health?
Are you aware that we're no longer a lawyer?
Yeah, I remember you from the other day. Looks like you come here often.
Of course. The success of AD-9 is a matter of national importance. As such, there are a great many discussions that need to be had. Patents, legislation, the like. Now I suggest you leave before I call the guards to escort you out.
So much for the plan. Shono's gonna be on red alert after that. Doubt he'll be coming down through the lobby now. What do we do?
Yeah, see, what we should have done
Let's go, Yagami-san.
is we should have waited outside the doors. He comes walking out, he starts walking down the sidewalk, we come up behind him, arm around the shoulder, hey Shono buddy, let's have a chat. But instead we tried to rush him on the stairs? That made no sense. Okay. Find a way to meet Shono. Well, is Hashimoto still here? She is! I think this is our inn.
Hashimoto-san, sorry for running off earlier.
It's all right. I, saw what happened. Dr. Shono slipped away from you, huh?
Yeah, we just wanted to talk, too.
He has been especially busy lately. Lately, he only goes home once every 3 days or so. Even so, he makes his morning rounds at the hospital every single day without fail. I can't overstate how much respect I have for him.
Shono makes his rounds every morning?
What do you mean, rounds?
It's a little custom of his. He takes a walk around the hospital every morning. Been doing it for years.
Right. He did the same 3 years ago.
Passion like his is what's going to make or break our research. And with that, I should be going. Sorry to be so curt.
It's fine.
Goodbye, then.
Security on Shono's lab
Way
is
too
kinda
nice.
tight. Can't get in without a special gold keycard. But that's not the case for the hospital wing. Meaning, we have some time to kill until Shono's rounds.
Wait, you want to chill till the morning and ambush him in the hospital?
Yeah, just have to sneak in between now and then.
Guess the next question is, where do we get in?
Let's check the map.
We gonna do some, like, Mission Impossible, rappelling through the ceiling kind of work here?
Suspicious.
Alright, anywhere that we can sneak into the hospital.
Suspicious.
I mean...
That's Director Kito's office. There's nothing we need up there.
Okay, nothing up top. Yeah, sorry to be so curt. Meanwhile, Yagami had just disappeared immediately in their last
This is the
conversation.
garage for the hospital. The service entrance, that is. Anyone who makes deliveries parks down here. This could work.
Would.
This goes over to the hospital. I think Waku-san was up on the 4th floor.
Maybe we should fly a helicopter in. I think that would be very inconspicuous.
The research wing where Shono's lab is. Can't sneak in with all that security.
Why don't we just steal a keycard then? One of them gold ones.
No need to get violent. Most of those researchers are innocent. We should just sneak into the hospital and wait until morning for sure.
Stealing doesn't mean violence, Yagami. Okay. I think that's everything on this map. Let's check the other one. Anything over here?
This is where we are now, the ADDC lobby.
Sure is.
Hey. The security gate. The research wing is just past here.
Yeah. There's a popo upstairs. What? Okay. Okay, we're good.
Guess we're sneaking in through the garage, huh?
Yeah. Come on, let's head outside. We should go scope the place out.
I hear it's really easy to get bodies out of the hospital in the laundry. Maybe we should come in through the laundry. A lot of security guards.
Can I help you?
Are you from the Yagami Detective Agency?
That's right.
I'm the head of security here. The name's Mashiko. The Vice Minister has instructed me to see you two out.
Ichinose-san did?
Didn't you see us
Blind or
leaving?
something? We're already leaving.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to escort you the rest of the way.
That's a lot of guys for an escort.
Yeah, it is. Or are they gonna beat us up in the parking lot?
Where the hell are you taking us? Answer me, asshole.
This should be fine.
Yeah, they're totally gonna beat us up.
Mashiko-san, yeah?
Or so they think.
What exactly did Ichinose tell you to do?
Make sure you never show your face here again.
Oh, stun baton?
Fuck. That doesn't look like standard issue guard equipment.
No, it does not.
That's because it's not. This is more of a, personal effect.
Okay.
Let me guess. You're off the clock.
You bet. I'm on break, and I'm ready to blow off some steam.
Hope you're getting a good bonus for this, because your face is gonna need it. He voices someone in Lost Judgment, yeah? Whoa! Now hold on a second. I may not have been at full life. Seemed like a lot of life was lost right there, though. Oh, come on. I'm on top of a car! Oh, I didn't see him coming in so close. Get up! Okay. We're done with you. Get out of here. I was trying to take out all your flunkies, but alright. That was a good hit. Double. Does he voice someone important in Lost Judgment? No, the bike! Get up! Okay, I don't want to get hit by that next move, that's for sure. Dodge and weave or something.
Hey, I'm over here.
Nice! Ow! All right, we'll do it. We'll burn our EX gauge now. Okay. Burned. For just a little bit. We burned a lot of food. We need to stop at a Popo soon.
Come on, do you have to keep waving?
What do you mean? They're the only reason we got in so easy.
True, though ultimately we have the Vice Minister to thank for that.
So, how's it look? Any different from 3 years ago?
Not even a little bit.
Where is Sukiura? He's just gone? Oh, there he is now.
Let's go, yeah,
he was not there. I'm just saying, he was not there. Alright, so, not to spoil. No spoils. Lost Judgment has a giant subplot called School Stories, and he voices a boss in one of the clubs. A boss for the boxing gym, so not a club. Okay. Interesting.
Hold up, Yagami-san.
He says, hold up, and then he just stands back there. Sure, okay. Whatever.
You're not going in?
And lose my perfectly good smoking spot? We'll be fine here for now. Just gotta wait for dawn.
We don't actually really have the time to wait for dawn, if you think about it. 2 guards lost their outfits. They're gonna know where we are. And also, we took our outfits off. That was kind of dumb too, right?
Yagami-san, have you decided how you're gonna approach Shono?
We'll just have to confront him head on. Where we go from there depends on his response.
You don't want to negotiate with him?
I doubt we have the time for that. After all, this is probably the only chance we'll get to talk to Shono before Ayabe's trial.
Guess so, huh?
Meaning, we don't have time to waste on negotiation.
Gotcha. Speaking of Shono, I actually had an idea.
What's that?
Well, the murder at the ADDC 3 years ago. The thought is that Shono framed Okubo for that and got away with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you defended Okubo, and won. Wouldn't the cops have started looking for the real killer once they realized Okubo wasn't their guy?
I'm sure they did.
Sugiura's a smart guy.
But it wasn't long until Okubo killed again. They didn't have much reason to keep searching, I would imagine.
And thanks to that, Shono's escaped consequences for what he did.
Exactly. Everyone pegged him as the murderer. Makes sense, they'd think he's the one responsible for Wakusan, too. But don't you think that's kind of convenient? For one person in particular, I mean.
Yeah.
Huh?
The guy who's doing human experiments at the ADDC. Shono.
Your point?
Basically, I think he killed Emi Terasawa and pinned the blame on Okubo. With all he had to lose, don't you think Shono had a motive?
I guess, but... No, you're right. Emi-chan would have been a threat.
She also worked there.
But could he really do it? How long have you been thinking this?
Since you told me what a mess Okubo is now. It was just a feeling.
Honestly, I wanted to believe he didn't kill her. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Emi-chan was such a good person. I wasn't gonna let it slide. Not after what Okubo-kun did to her.
But what if
after
he
all this
didn't?
time, turns out, Shono's the real killer?
Nothing's for sure without evidence. This is all just
And
unfounded
indirectly the real
speculation.
killer. I don't think Shono went to their
Doesn't it
place
make
and
you wanna
killed her
talk
and
to Shono
burned it
even
down.
more?
Yeah. I've never been this ready for morning.
Shono and his entourage. So, Hashimoto talked about the rounds he does. He walks around the whole hospital. Do you think that they all just follow him like puppies all day?
Why are you two here?
Dr. Shono, what is it?
How did you get in here?
We just want to ask you a few questions, Dr. Shono.
Well, I don't have anything I can say to you. Apologies. I need you to handle this. I have to go.
Where are you going? This won't take long.
Sorry, I can't let you go any further. Call security.
Shono!
And we're just gonna let him get away, just like
We
that.
can't let him get away. It's our only chance.
All right, are we gonna do a chase sequence in the hospital? Because I kind of felt like we were going to, and it looks like... Wait, we're gonna beat up the researchers? Okay, they should be quite easy, right? Where's Hashimoto? We don't have to beat her up.
Shono, wait!
You won't get away. Sokuga! This is Shono. 30 seconds. Just get over here.
That's it. We got 30 seconds. Bam. Okay. Didn't take us 30 seconds to beat them up.
Shono, wait!
Get out of the way!
Hold up.
Or security.
Now you're fucked.
Oh, this guy again.
This is Shono. 3 minutes. I can't wait for 3 minutes.
Gonna have to. Because we're beating them up. I'm assuming this fight with Masahiko is gonna be easier than the last one. Nope, not getting hit by that. Oh, what? Oh, there was an EX action on that one. That would have been great. It would have been a combo attack almost certainly, and I missed it. Oh, that hit us. Okay.
Let's finish
I didn't even see how much time we had left, but it didn't feel like we were getting close or anything. Capture Shono.
Open up! Hey! Do you hear me?
This is a really good way to be arrested, by the way.
Funny that we'd end up here of all places.
Oh, was this Waku's room?
This is the room, right? Where Waku-san was staying? The man who died after you used him as a test subject for 89. Why'd you do it, Shono? For the glory? Thought nobody'd notice one missing dementia patient?
What are you talking about? Get out of here! This is trespassing!
Huh. You sure you want us to go?
Huh?
I thought you'd be a little more curious about how much of your secret I really know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What if he
You're the
doesn't?
one backing the mole.
What if he doesn't?
Isn't that right?
Huh?
We're the only one who calls
dare
him the
you
mole,
accuse
by
me
the
of-
way.
That's not all I know. Hamura's the middleman. You pretty satisfied with his work?
I won't stand for this baseless slander. What proof do you have?
You just made a big mistake, Shono-san.
Huh?
You've been working non-stop on this new drug, right? No way the street slang about a murderer would have reached your ears. You were supposed to ask what the mole is.
What is the mole?
There's a good boy.
The serial killer who's been gouging people's eyes out. It all started 3 years ago, right here in this center. You performed an 89 experiment on Waku-san while he was asleep. Probably late at night. And when he died, you did the only thing you could. Snuck him out.
He's not denying it.
I'm sure Waku-san's death came as a complete shock to you. But you didn't have time to panic. You needed to hide the body, fast. So you used the laundry cart to transport it without raising suspicion. You just needed to get it as far away as possible. Then, just before 8 a.m., Shinpei Okubo arrived at the hospital to gather the linens. That was your chance. You waited for an opening, hid the body in his truck. That wouldn't solve anything, though. Okubo would find Waku-san, and of course call the cops. Naturally, they'd then search for whoever stashed the body there. But you didn't have any other choice, did you? You had to take the risk, and somehow, it paid off. Turned out, Shinpei Okubo had a criminal record, and was worried the police would suspect he murdered Waku-san. So, he didn't report it. Instead, choosing to bury the body deep in the Okutama Mountains.
Big mistake.
You were probably thrilled with Okubo. I mean, it's practically a miracle someone else stepped up and took the blame for you, wouldn't you say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But then another miracle happened. One not so convenient for you. Okubo walked. And if he was innocent, that would mean someone else killed Waku-san. They might have even come after you if you didn't do anything. Which is when you sold your soul to the devil.
What do you mean by that?
Don't play dumb with me. You know all too damn well what I'm talking about. You needed to frame Okubo. And you murdered someone in cold blood to do it.
Murder? Who are you accusing me of killing?
The person Shono killed to frame Okubo was Emi. But here's the thing, right? I kind of think Shono did do the test on Waku. I think Shono did hide the body in the laundry. I don't think Shono hired the hit on Emi to frame Okubo. I think the vice minister of the Ministry of Health did it. I think he did that bit. Shono may or may not be aware. Maybe. Okay, so by the way, we sort of think at this moment, and when I say we, I mean Yagami, thinks that Shono killed all of these people. But the one that we need to mention right now is Emi, right? And that's when you sold your soul to the devil, you killed Emi to frame Okubo, and then you kept going to silence people. That's kind of what we're saying here, right?
Emi Terasawa, a co-worker of yours, and Okubo's girlfriend.
Oh.
You forced your way into their apartment and murdered
Oh,
Emi.
no. I don't think he did that.
According to the autopsy report, she was stabbed at least 15
I don't
times.
think he did that.
I didn't.
Did she tell you Okubo-kun had been taking pills to help him sleep at night? Conveniently enough, he didn't wake up while you were murdering his girlfriend. Him smelling like booze was probably your doing too. Let me guess. You injected him with alcohol? That'd raise his BAC no problem. And sure, he could have died if you messed up, but that wouldn't have mattered. As long as you could chalk up Emi's murder to a drunk, suicidal Okubo-kun. And once you made sure you could pin the blame on Okubo, you set fire to the whole apartment.
What evidence do you have to...
Don't worry. I can't prove it yet. But I'm damn near positive I'm on the right track. I can see it in your eyes. Look, I know what you're thinking. 89 will save countless people, meaning there's no way you're not doing the right thing. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, Shono, but that's just not true. You know, when someone thinks they're in the right, that's when the real cruelty in people starts to come out.
Those are the best villains.
So what do you say, Shono? Are you really right?
Just what is going on in here, damn it?
Oh, hey. We were just heading out.
Why, you...
And by the way, so sorry to hear about 89. Maybe you, need a few more humans to test it on?
Oh, you told him!
Don't worry. Shono-san here didn't tell us a damn thing.
But you sure did.
But hey, I'm gonna find out the truth. Even if it's the last thing I do.
Director Kido, speechless. Speechless! Quivering jaw, even. 3 years earlier in the Tokyo PD interrogation room.
Whoops. My foot slipped.
That's...
How clumsy of me.
quite the interrogation
That hurt.
tactic.
Huh? I asked you if it hurt.
Please, I didn't kill her. You have to believe me.
Oh, crying's not gonna help you now, kid. Just like it didn't help Emi Terasawa. You still stabbed her in the fucking stomach! Didn't you, you little shit?
Present day Tokyo Detention Center. We come back. We say, I'm sorry. I fully believe you now.
Look, Okubo, I don't want to go getting your hopes up just yet.
But?
Just listen. I was gonna say, I believe you. You didn't kill her. I can see that now. It'll all work out. I'm gonna avenge Emi.
I don't want to get your hopes up, but then I'm gonna
I swear
promise
I'm
you
gonna
it'll
get you
all
out of
work
here.
out. And I swear I'm gonna get you out of here. No hopes, but I'm doing all the things. I'm giving you all the hope.
Sorry, I should have said that to you a lot sooner. What was I doing? These 3 years, I didn't do a damn thing to help you. So, will you give me another chance?
Of course I will. Of course.
Did they use a real actor for Okubo?
Thank you so much.
Like to model him on and maybe do motion capture? Because he looks really good. Maybe better than some of the other characters we've seen. No, they didn't. They did a really good job with Okubo then. I think they may have spent some extra attention and detail for his character in these scenes. Maybe not all the scenes, but definitely these ones. We completed Chapter 9 quite quickly. We're now going to be going into Chapter 10. Oh, you want to ask what I meant about you saying that Shono calling the hit on Emi? Because, like I've been saying this whole time, I don't believe Okubo killed Emi. So, someone else did and framed Okubo, right? And so I'm calling that the hit. I may have used the terminology the hit because we have an assassin in the mix, right? I kind of don't believe that Shono went there and killed Emi himself. That seems out of character. Very out of character. But could I believe that Shono hired someone else to go do that? Yes, so that being the hit. But I actually kind of don't think Shono did it. I kind of think the vice minister did. I think the vice minister stepped in after the court case and all of that, and then Okubo was free. The vice minister says, we need to get this bundled up. We'll take care of it. That's my guess. That's my assumption. So is the assumption that there are two killers involved, since we established that the mole wasn't in the picture at that point? Maybe, right? Maybe. I don't personally think that we've established the mole wasn't involved at that point. It's very possible that the mole was involved at that point and is the one who killed Emi through the vice minister's action. That's what I think. But it could have been the vice minister's connection or Kito's connection. Clearly, though, it seems like the connection is to Hamura. That being said, I'm not set or sold on the mole having killed Emi either. The mole, to me, feels like, and I hate the word or the title, the mole. Let me talk about that for a second. The mole seems to be, like, for me, I picture someone who has infiltrated an organization, kind of like what the vice director was, right? He was working for someone else, but he was in a prominent position of power here to try to bring it down or to get details and information out. That's what a mole is. Not an assassin. Let's just call it the assassin, right? The mole, the assassin, seems to me to be, as Kaito has said, someone who's very expertly skilled, right? And what does that mean? Well, that means that he can kill a guy, but make it not look like the guy's dead, and then the injuries kill him a week later. Whereas killing a person and then setting their house on fire is more reckless, more over the top, more grandiose, and maybe isn't the MO of the mole, the assassin. So I don't know that I'm sold that I think the assassin did it, but I also don't really think Shono did it. It doesn't seem in character for him. I don't think he would be capable of stabbing someone a whole bunch of times. Giving someone a drug that killed him and he panics, yes, I believe that, for sure. Yeah, so the definition I gave of a person being a mole is an American Western thing. Yeah, for sure, right? That's the way I view a mole. It's very possible that... And again, the other thing, too, is it's a translation, right, from Japanese, and maybe mole was the best the translators could come up with. I don't have a better other title, I guess, at the moment, because I haven't really thought about it. So maybe they did. These translators, by the way, fantastic translators. So they get a whole lot of things out of Japanese context and into Western context and everything in a fantastic way. So I don't think they spent a minimal amount of time coming up with mole. They probably spent quite a long time and came up with it and said it was the best option. But Mogura, probably didn't pronounce it correct, is mole. And Mogura is the Japanese name for him. Okay. So it's also possible that they picked a translated word that you could realistically see, but was also close to the Japanese word. I could see that being a thing too. It's a direct translation. Okay, sure. You know what's really interesting? There's a direct translation that's sort of an error in this game. It's in the Mahjong. So I would have to re-look it up because I don't remember it exactly, but there is a name, the family name of a character, and I'm going to say Higashi, but that's probably not correct. That uses the same symbol as the word East, and so if you get an East victory in Mahjong, you know, the directional winds, if you get an East victory, it might say Higashi instead of East, because the translation, that one word was translated for one section, and then it was used everywhere else when it was actually a name in some contexts and a word in other contexts. Higashi is East. I was right on that. That's an interesting one. To be fair, they could have come up with a patch. You know what? I never even thought about this, but I don't know if my game is patched, because my PlayStation is not plugged into the internet right now. Ever since I moved it down to my computer setup, I haven't connected it to the internet, and so who knows? Maybe there's a patch that fixes that, and I just don't have it. Either way, we are at the end of the chapter, and I'm going to save. As we do, save complete. I think we're going to make it a slightly shorter stream than normal, because this is a great spot to end. We'll start Chapter 10 with the Chapter 9 recap. We can kind of go through all of our discoveries and observations and assumptions, and then we can see what Chapter 10 has in store for us. Sounds good to me. There's no plans to stream over the weekend, and like I said, there's going to be weather over the weekend, so I don't even know if I can have a good connection. But yes, you can say one thing about ending here. Sure, go ahead. What's up? And by the way, I probably should have done this anyways, because like we're talking. Should have just thrown it over here. Got a little extra music going. End of Chapter 10, into the first half of Chapter 11, really should be played in one go. So either the next stream is longer, or main story should be the focus to not cut it into parts. Okay. The end of Chapter 10 into the first half of Chapter 11 is very important to play together. Okay. So that means we should either plan for our next stream to be focus main story, like we did today, focus main story, nothing else, or we should do some main story, get close to the end, and then do a side mission or two, right? Like the last half of Chapter 10. Yeah, we're ending, bummer. And unfortunately, you won't be able to catch it on YouTube right away. Man, again, so for whatever reason, the Twitch stream was actually fairly stable. So my bitrate, again, is about 6,000 kilobits, and the bitrate is the same on YouTube, but it was constantly going 9,000 kilobits down to 3,000 kilobits, and then just like everywhere in between. And I would look over at the YouTube, and it looked like it was buffering and stuff, and I decided I'm just gonna kill it and then upload the video over there afterwards. I don't know why. It was only a thing in the last two streams. Hopefully I can get it solved before then. you can definitely tell me the point of no return for that chapter. That would be fantastic, right? So I'll play the next chapter as we normally would, and then when you pop in to say, point of no return coming up, we can make the decision on how much time we have left of the stream. If there's only an hour left, maybe an hour is not long enough, and we can say, all right, side mission time, or whatever. That'd be great. What is the next day for this stream, though? We did this game twice this week, so Monday might be Etrian Odyssey. Wednesday might be more Monster Hunter, so it could be next Friday. I don't know. It's all up for debate and change. Who knows? Whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, Bomber, I will get the VOD uploaded, but it probably won't be published until tomorrow, because it's got to buffer and get all the HD loaded and all of that. You can play 10 and 11 separately, but you think it makes a difference if you do it together. Yeah, no, that's great. That's fantastic feedback. I love that a lot. I really want to do the end of 10 and 11 then sort of together. In your estimation, I guess, if we only focus chapter 10... Sorry, that's not what I mean. If we only focus main story to get through chapter 10 and get to the bit in chapter 11 that you're talking about, what's the playtime looking like for that? Right? Because that could also depend. Like, if you're going to tell me that's like 4.5 hours, that might be fine to do next Friday. That might be great. If you tell me, you could do it in 3 hours, then maybe we do pick it back up on Monday. I don't know. Just, some thoughts there. There's a decent amount of fighting, so it depends. Okay. Okay. Makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense. All right, we'll figure it out. Oh, hold up. Do you mind if I show your clip that you sent me? We can play that. I will have to make sure that I can get the audio out, but I think I should be able to. After you sound awful with the old mic. Oh, go ahead. Okay. But and then just so everyone's aware, this is their old mic. I gotta see if it's actually gonna be able to come through. Okay, how about this? There might not be audio anyways. I might not be able to get it easily. I don't know. So we'll just watch it. If you get audio, you get it. If not, whatever. I do need to flip my input on my screen so I can see what's happening over here. So pull that up over here, make it full screen, and switch display over here. Here we go. Hey, you have a different jacket. This is crazy. So anyone who's watching now who doesn't have context, this is a cutscene. You're supposed to have a really great camera for all the action shots, and it's totally weird. The jacket is your friend's design, so this was modded in. Did your friend do the model and stuff for it? That's kind of neat. Alright. Cool. Yeah, that was crazy. The design and someone commissioned model. Nice. Nice. Alright. That's enough of that. So, again, Jester, thanks for being here. I love it when you're here, giving us the other details of the game and all of that kind of stuff. Hope to see you in the next one. Perks Rain signing off.